All right, so this is the snowman exercise. I'm going to get this one started for you, okay? I know that it looks like you'll be done when you have three circles, but I'm going to do those three circles for you. So what you're going to do is more than the three circles because the eventual goal here, let's see, not block six. Wow, I love block six. I'm McLovin on him. Here's fifth block, classwork. There we go. This is what you guys are shooting for. So it's going to be more than just three circles. But given some of the extra stuff I showed you, and by the way, do we already have some code somewhere that makes a bunch of randomly placed circles on the screen? The one we did yesterday, yeah. I'm going to show you how to put that code in and make it work. So I'm going to set up these three circles. I'm going to show you how to put the snow in, and then you're going to get the rest of the block today and part of Friday to wrap this up. Understand how this is going to go? All right. So let's go take a look at Snowman. We want to first get these three circles positioned in here. And this is going to involve some serious code. If you do this and you do it well, you're going to have over 200 lines. Yeah, because you don't know some of the shortcuts yet. You have to make everything one at a time. All right. Now, we're going to need, they've already given us a bunch of variables here. They've given us a thing called bottom radius, mid radius, and top radius. Big mistake made in first block. Guess what the kids did? They typed those when I used them. But do I want you to type them? No. What do I want you to do? Copy and paste. Yeah. A smart person will copy and paste. Someone who wants syntax errors will type. So, but these are not the only three variables I want. We have some mo variables. Hold on, Booth. Let's clean this up. More variables. Mo variables. All right. This first variable, it's one of my favorites. I use it a whole lot because I don't want to keep making function calls to get the width of my screen or making function calls to get the height of my screen. So I create this new variable, and I'll get there in a moment, var screen width, and it's going to be equal to get width. Bam. Now I can have a variable that's already got the width of my screen loaded in it, ready for me to use it. Now, if I have a screen width, what else do you think I'm going to want to have? A screen height. The common mistake I see students making with height, and you mess up the end of the letters. They go GTH, HGT, GT, or G, well, TGH. They get those last three letters messed up. Careful. The word height is like the word eight. The word eight with an H stuck on front of it, isn't it? Isn't it eight with an H put on it? So, but spelling it right. Can you see that very clearly? I believe I'm at 26. I'm 24. Let's bump that at least up to 28. It's just a little bit more visible, isn't it? Bless you. All right. Now, that's going to store these two values in here. There's one more variable I'm going to want to get, and it's called my middle x position. And it will be equal to my screen width divided by 2. That's going to give me the x that's in the middle of my screen. When I go to make those three circles that make the snowman's body, I want them centered on the screen. So this will be the x position for each of the parts of the snowman, the base, the middle, and the top. Or the bottom, the mid, the top. So these are the variables that I need. Inside the start function, you can select that whole comment right there and with that comment selected, hit the enter key a couple of times and create some real estate. I'll tab that over, and the first comment. Button, Snowman's base. So for his base, I'm going to be making a circle with the bottom radius. So bottom radius is the number I'm going to use for this circle's radius. I'm going to make the circle gray. I'm going to position it X value middle of the screen, but then I'm also going to position it so that it will rest exactly at the bottom of the screen. Exactly. Let's look at the exercise. See how this snowman's there? And they're telling you here, the circle should all be gray. The snowman should be centered horizontally and should be sitting on the bottom of the canvas. Hint, you will need to use get height here. I already used it when I made screen height. I've already used it. If you're feeling adventurous, give the snowman hat or eyes. And of course, you all feel adventurous because I expect it. That's part of the assignment. I expect adventurous. Everardo's like, excellent. I love adventures. Mr. Booth did not read your sign language, your body language very well at all, did I? Okay, but anyway, that's the reading I'm going to take. All right, we're going to make a var here, and we'll call this bottom snowman. Every time I do bottom snowman, I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to do it 3 more times. Again, first block, a bunch of students. Their syntax errors where they typed it over and over. One kid typed it different 4 times rather than copy and paste. So bottom snowman equals a new. Does that C have to be capitalized on circle? Yes. And then am I going to type out bottom radius or am I going to go copy it and paste it? I'm going to copy it and paste it. That's going to create a new circle with the radius of the bottom radius and store it in this variable called bottom snowman. Now that I've got my bottom snowman, I'm going to copy bottom snowman, paste it, and we've got things we need to do like set position. And the position I'm going to set it to is the middle X position. All 3 parts of the snowman, the bottom, the middle, and the top, they will all have the same X position. They're going to line up in X. What's going to be different is their Y position, and we'll have to get creative with that Y position. That's the middle X position, which I will copy and paste. Now that's the X position of the bottom snowman. Now I want to get the Y position. That's going to involve my screen height. And I'm going to subtract from that my bottom radius. And I didn't type. The only thing I typed on this was set position. Everything else was a copy and a paste. Well, I typed the comma, I typed the subtraction. But middle X position, copied and paste. Bottom snowman, copy and paste. Screen height, copy and paste. Bottom radius, copy and paste. Putting the pieces of the puzzle where they will do their job. Back on the bottom snowman, I'm going to copy that, paste it, dot, set color, and the color I'm going to use is color dot gray. And lastly, I'm going to add my bottom snowman. And just like that, I have a snowman at the bottom of my screen, perfectly centered, perfectly placed at the bottom of my screen. The reason I got that perfect placement is because of that screen height minus bottom radius. That's that on line 15, screen height minus bottom radius gets me to that position. That's precisely the bottom radius distance from the screen height. Now, I'm going to pause the video. Now that we've gotten everybody so that they've got gray circles on the screen at the bottom of their scene, we're now going to recycle this code. We know that these lines of code work. So I'm going to copy all of those lines of code, and I'm going to be very careful. I want to make sure that I don't break my closing curly brace down here. Move that closing curly brace down a little bit, insert your mouse, and paste. And this is going to be my snowman's middle. So here, instead of calling him bottom snowman, I'm going to call him middle snowman. Then I'm going to copy middle snowman. And what do you think I'm going to do with that copy of middle snowman real quick? Do you guys remember how I do this little bit of dark magic where I select those 3 bottom snowmans? I'll double click the first bottom snowman there, hold down my control key, double click the second one, double click the third one. I got all 3 of my bottom snowman selected. Control V. Now they're all middle snowmans, aren't they? That's a valuable skill to develop, being able to change a bunch of things at once. And not every program does that, but the Code High School editor allows us to, and I take advantage of it. Do you need to see that again? Double click that first bottom snowman, press and hold my control key, and double click the other 2. Got 3 of them. Control V, paste. Whoop, there it is. Now, there is going to be a bit of a difference. Am I going to be using the bottom radius? No. I'm going to use the mid radius. So I'm going to go up there and copy the mid radius. It's a different size. I'm going to use the mid radius. And then down here for my middle snowman, I'm going to paste the mid radius. Happens to me all the time. Now, the last thing I need to do is square away the position. The way that the circle's currently sitting on the screen, basically we went from the screen height and we subtracted the radius of the bottom. That got us this little point right here in the center. You know, we set it to screen height, subtract bottom radius. So that's how I ended up right here. But from the bottom radius right here, I got another bottom radius distance right here, don't I? And then I'm going to have a mid radius up to about right here. So how I'm going to change the code here is this is going to be 2 times the bottom radius. And from that, I'm going to subtract that mid radius. So I copied and pasted, and then I did a lot of copying and pasting. Did very little typing on this. And if I hit the run code button now, I'll have my middle circle. Let's see that. Whoop, there it is. But now my code's getting so long, I've got to slide that all the way to the side so you could see it. Now my snowman's bottom. Let me copy snowman's middle. By the way, you don't want to copy and paste this till you know it works. Because if you don't know it works and you copy and paste it and you had syntax errors, you just copied and pasted syntax errors. So notice before I copy and paste, I made sure that the middle circle's where it's supposed to be. But now I can copy and paste it. And this is going to be my snowman's top. Check this out. I'm going to use that control key thing to select all the middles. You see me selecting all the middles right there in the snowman name? See how I selected all those middles? And I'm going to type T-O-P. And it even types all of those for me. But I made a mistake. It's not capital T, is it? T-O-P. It's supposed to be camel cased. Cool the way that works. Changed all 4 of them simultaneously. It's my top snowman. And he's going to get my top radius. I'm going to go copy it from line 5, top radius, and come down here and paste it. And then I have to do some dark magic with this stuff right here. For this top part, I've got 2 bottom radiuses here, makes a diameter. I've got 2 middle radiuses right here. And then I need to get a top radius subtracted from the height. So the mod I'm going to make here on this is going to be two times the bottom radius minus 2 times the mid radius minus, and because I hate typing, the top radius. That's going to put the top of my snowman exactly where it needs to be. Right up there. Now, this also is like a monster line of code. It's a big line of code, isn't it? I know. So I'm going to pause